Do you feel that with Matias' has come forward style with the volume punching that you have to get his respect early in this fight?
Yeah, I think any fight you've got to get your opponent's respect. And, you know, every fight I've been in, you know, amateur or professional, I punch hard. The timing's great. So, I'm going to bring another world title back to Sheffield.
So do you feel like it's prophecy maybe?
Everything happens in its own time. And believe it or not, this is the calmest I've ever come into a fight.
I told you guys, as soon as the Alfredo Santiago versus Hendry odds drop, I will be coming back to you guys to give you my best bet and how much money I'm putting on Alfredo Santiago to beat Hendry Celdano. Yes, if you guys haven't seen, we talked about this matchup, broke it down, record for record, fight for fight, in our last prediction video where we predict and show our bets, how much money we're putting on the Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith fight. When we released that video, the odds weren't dropped yet for Alfredo Santiago and Hendry Celdano. And I told myself, as soon as these odds drop, I'm breaking the news. And they've dropped. Alfredo Santiago is the favorite going into this fight 17-2 against Hendry Celdano 16-0 in what will be a Dominican Republic showdown. You got Hendry saying he's the real Dominican. You got Alfredo Santiago representing Puerto Rico, lives in Puerto Rico, but is also from the Dominican Republic. Both represented the Dominican national team. But there's a lot of beef and a lot of disrespect when it comes to where you're really from in this country. Now, it's basically even money. I say he's the favorite, but it's basically even money. And as of right now, the MMA Boxing Addicts channel, us, we will be putting 2.5 units. By the way, my unit is $50. $50. 2.5 units on Alfredo Santiago to beat Hendry Celdano. Yup. So as of right now, we got 3 units, 3.5 units on Subriel Matias to beat Dalton Smith to return 2 units. And at almost even money, we got 2.5 units on Alfredo Santiago to win this fight. If you haven't seen my breakdown, please go watch my old prediction video. It's my last one that I just dropped on the spectacular matchup between Alfredo Santiago and Hendry. Now, yesterday, we had the open workouts. Subriel Matias, Dalton Smith looking absolutely fantastic. Shout out to True School Sports for bringing up something that absolutely stood out to me that I wanted to talk about when it came to the importance of Dalton Smith winning this fight against Subriel Matias in his United States debut. Will the prophecy be fulfilled when it comes to Sheffield boxing debut in the United States? We had Prince Nassim come to the United States at 28-0 with 26 KOs. Make his debut at the Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City against Kevin Kelly. Who remembers that fight? And if you don't, because you're too young, go do your research. Some people, Larry Merchant, to be exact, was saying that that might have just been one of the greatest featherweight fights that he had ever seen leading up to that moment. Yup. It was a spectacular fight that a lot of people said Nassim Muhammad is going to have a tough time against Kevin Kelly. This is going to be the best fight he's ever fought, making his United States debut. And what was an already hyped fighter came into the fight against Kevin Kelly with a 9-minute introduction, a 9-minute walkout entrance, had Kevin Kelly on the ropes, pissed off, hurry up, getting mad. And then the fight itself, Kevin Kelly dropping Nassim Muhammad in the first round, in the second round again, but then Nassim getting the comeback knockdown. Whoa! And then the third round comes, and then the fourth round comes. Nassim Muhammad drops Kevin Kelly again, then Kevin drops Nassim, then Nassim finishes him in the fourth round, and boom! The prophecy was fulfilled, and a star was born. The United States debut could not have went any more perfect, any more exciting than what Nassim Muhammad did that night in December of 1997. I believe December 19th. Will Dalton Smith prove and relive the Sheffield prophecy in his U.S. debut, undefeated, just like Nassim Muhammad was, going up against somebody? The thing about that Nassim Muhammad fight was he was the favorite going into that fight with Kevin Kelly. Subriel Matias is the favorite going in there with Dalton Smith. Can Dalton Smith do something similar to Nassim Muhammad and shock the world? I am very, very confident that Subriel Matias is going to win this fight. Very confident. If there was one thing that has me a little scared, it's the boxing gods and the possible prophecy being fulfilled by Dalton Smith going up against Subriel Matias. Now, I don't think it's going to happen, but I thought it was an interesting point. And like I said, we're rocking with Subriel Matias all the way. The Alfredo Santiago fight has been released. Altogether, we got about, 6 units, 2.5, 3.5. Let's try to make some money this weekend, my friends. And hopefully it turns out amazing. One more bet that I got for you guys that I didn't put my specific money on, but I like, is Ajit Kabawal, who's going up against David Kaniba to get the knockout under 12 rounds. Yes, it's minus 305 right now. Ajit Kabawal to win by knockout is minus 305. A little bit too much for my liking, so I'm not laying the money on this. But if you want to add it into a parlay, if you have those options, if you got a lot of money, Ajit Kabawal by KO, TKO, under 12 rounds in Germany in this homecoming fight, January 10th, my friends. It's going to be an absolutely amazing weekend. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We've updated our bets. Let's make some money, and I'm out.